Morning. As you'll probably have guessed from the last couple of videos, I'm trying to get back into running a lot more. Something I really enjoy, but as with lots of people, I suppose you never find the time to do it. So 2018, I'm going to force myself out running more and more, both where I live and even more so perhaps when I go travelling, because it is a great way to see whichever city, whichever place you're in. Right now though, feels like a terrible idea. Really frustrating day today, and the reason for that is a bit childish really, but I ordered quite some time ago the brand new DJI Osmo 2, Osmo Mobile 2, which, if you don't know, is basically a very clever stabilising gimbal for my camera, so that you don't get all this bouncy, shaky stuff as I am walking along filming, and basically it will enable me to film much more beautiful sequences. That's the idea anyway. Make these videos a little bit higher quality is the thought behind it. Anyway, what it is a fantastic gadget, and being a tech geek that I am, I've been desperately waiting for it to arrive. Just came out, and I was one of the first to get one, as I pre-ordered it months ago. Anyway, it was arriving today. Today was the day, and when the DHL man turned up with my box, I was bloody out. I can't believe it. I was out. I didn't have an exact time of delivery, but it turned up when I wasn't here. They couldn't leave it with a neighbour, and basically it's gone back to the depot, and I'm not going to get it till Monday, so I am gutted. I'm like a spoilt little brat who's just lost his favourite toy. And it's really annoying. Anyway, that's just on a personal note. When I do get it on Monday, hopefully, I will show you it, and hopefully you'll see a marked improvement in the quality of these videos. And I'll probably do a little review on it as well, as it is techie, and that is what I love. Anyway, aside from that, there's not a huge amount of F1 news to talk about today, but there was just one thing that I thought was quite interesting. Comments from Zach Brown, which actually I think arose yesterday. And he was talking about how Liberty approach the next generation of Formula One. So when we're talking about creating a set of rules for 2021, he's made some comments basically saying that this is where Liberty needs to be fairly ruthless and not worry too much about upsetting some of the manufacturers. And this is, I agree with him. This is something that I talked about on the F1 Report last year, got into a reasonably heated debate over, and it caused quite a lot of controversy, or a lot of discussion on the show when we talked about it, because some people think that Ferrari, this all stemmed of course from Ferrari announcing that if they didn't like the direction Formula 1 was going in, they would, take their train set home and wouldn't play anymore. And I sort of said, well look, that's fine, let's create a set of rules that we think is the best for Formula 1. If Ferrari or anyone else don't want to play by those rules, kind of let them go. And that's how I feel about it. But lots of other people thought that Ferrari were bigger than Formula 1, or absolutely crucial to the success of Formula 1, and that we should be giving them special dispensation and special rules to suit them. Zach Brown basically is saying we shouldn't be doing that. This is a chance for Liberty to set their stall out, to come up with whatever is absolutely best for Formula 1, and that means best for the fans. That means creating a set of rules that allows other teams to come in, whether that's manufacturers or independent teams, a sort of more financial level playing field, a more technical level playing field, and basically a Formula 1 where not just the biggest, richest teams can compete for race wins and even championships. What would you do? Because it's quite an interesting debate. Do you want to see the biggest, most powerful players in the world competing in Formula 1 with the biggest budgets, pushing the boundaries by spending lots and lots of money, creating incredible technology, and really pushing the envelope when it comes to teams and Formula 1 tech and racing in general? Or would you like to see a Formula 1 which is much more open to new people coming in, a sort of sustainable Formula 1 where there are much more than just 2 or 3 big organisations who can realistically take part and compete? Let me know what you think, because it is a debate that's currently raging and I think is splitting opinion quite dramatically. The other point that Zak Brown quite rightly raised on this is that whatever we do decide, or whatever Liberty do decide the future direction of Formula One should be, it needs to be decided quickly. And that's not because we're desperately up against time constraints, although we will rapidly be doing so, because it takes a few years for a new Formula One team, if they're coming into the sport, to get things up and running, to be prepared in terms of their entry for 2021. That's one thing. But the other thing, and perhaps just as importantly, if we let this rumble on, we will have the likes of Ferrari and Mercedes desperately fighting their own corners, desperately arguing against some of the smaller teams and against perhaps Liberty and other major players. And it can only be disruptive for the sport. We can't have this thing taking over Formula One in 2018 and 2019. One final thing before I leave you for the weekend, and that is that if you don't know it already, McLaren's Amazon series is out today. February the 9th, Friday, February 9th, 2018. It's out now. I haven't watched it yet, but if you're a McLaren fan, or even if you're just a Formula One fan, I think it's going to be pretty epic. If you don't know, what McLaren did throughout the course of the whole of 2017 is allow an Amazon film crew to basically go right deep inside the McLaren organisation. And of course, when they started out on the project, they hoped that 2017 was going to be, their major comeback year. We obviously all now know how it ended, and it wasn't well. There was no happy ending to this story. But what it will do is give us a real insight. They didn't hold back on the cameras once they realised the car was a bit of a dog and the Honda relationship was literally falling apart. And so there are cameras in lots of those high-level meetings about bringing that partnership with McLaren and Honda to an end. About when they signed Stoffel Van Dorn, promoted him as a new driver. About how they decided to make the switch from Honda to Renault. How they dealt with all of the different challenges that 2017 threw up for a team who hoped to be winning races, but were actually struggling just to finish them. I think it's going to give us a real insight into the workings of McLaren, particularly the post-Ron Dennis era, of how Zak Brown and his team are leading this challenge that they're up against in terms of bringing the team back to some kind of glory. And I'm really looking forward to watching it. It's in 4 parts. It's called Grand Prix Driver, and it's on Amazon Prime from today. I think they're all there, so if you want to just go and binge watch the whole lot, you can. And that is exactly what I'll be doing this weekend. So look, have a great weekend. If you do manage to see it, let me know what you think. Perhaps if I've managed to watch them all, I'll try and talk about it on Monday. But yeah, have a great weekend. Please do subscribe to the channel and let your mates know as well. Spread the love around. Like the video if you've liked it, and I will see you next time. Thanks very much. I'm going to go and have a shave as well. It's getting way too long.